all new major price predictions for Tuesday. Any bigger buying that's going on? We're going to go over a lot of sectors, as in the semiconductor side, Nvidia, Avgo, that has some decent news that came out. They opened up pretty much higher. AMD, we're also going to go over some quantum computing ones, so like Qubt moving up good, 𝐟𝐨𝐫𝐞 moving up decent as well. We'll also go over the health size like HIMS, Eli Lilly. Then we'll also go over some of the Mac 7s, that's an Apple, Meta. Then we'll go over gold and silver booming up. Silver's actually about to reach up to their all-time high that they've ever been at, above that 48.35. That's like the all-time high that we made all the way back in like April of 2011. We're finally getting up to those prices. So big plays on silver. Already have plays on silver that's up over 100%, but looking for more plays. So you want to make sure you pay attention to that. But smash the like button, subscribe if you're new. Let's get straight into it. Let's start off with the technology and semiconductor space. We're going to start off with Oracle. So let's update all new levels on Oracle. Oracle's a little stalled out, not too much movement going on with Oracle. We have a bigger resistance, 323.90. But I want to add another resistance level on here right around 318.95. So we'll kind of watch out for those two areas. No buying just yet on Oracle. We also have a support around 296.80. But once we kind of break these areas of resistance, like I was telling the Discord this morning, we're going to be looking at some bigger plays once we break both of those of resistance areas of Oracle. So you want to watch that. That might show a lot of strength after that. That's what I'm looking out for on the Oracle front. Again, we trade live every morning. Make sure you guys join the team 𝐴𝐵𝐷. First thing in the description, prices are about to go up. I think it went up to 75. They're going up again tonight, okay? So the yearly is going to go up, the monthly is going to go up, and I'll probably leave lifetime the same, okay? But do that. Support on Nvidia, still about 185.60. We almost hit that perfect today. If you look at the 5-minute chart of the Nvidia front down here, almost hit that perfect, little bounce off that. No real bigger movement today. We really did not move at all much today, right? Little stalled out movements. I did trade about twice. I went small on those because the market's just nasty. I actually lost both of those. I lost 17% on Palantir and 11% on SPY, right? Kind of just going small, understanding there really was nothing to trade today. But no worries, we'll just kind of wait for the cleaner days to come in. That's the only bad thing about when you have a bigger drop like this, or even like an up day, the next couple days are kind of slow. So that's the only thing. I'd rather just have normal days like this, where price is just moving continuously, because you get easier plays out of that than just one big day and then it does nothing for the rest of the week. You got government shutdowns, news, and so much more that could affect that price area. So support, resistance level on Nvidia is around 192.40. We're looking for Nvidia to hold above the support and come back up and break that resistance. Then we'll look for Nvidia to go back to all-time highs, which will be very beneficial for like calls and so much more that I'm looking out for. But if we start breaking and testing the support, then Nvidia might want to start coming down to the secondary area of support around 178.40, and I'll probably start focusing more on puts on Nvidia, but we'll kind of see. AMD testing support right around 216.40. We'll put another secondary support on AMD around 213.15. So just kind of watch out for those. If we break both of those, then I'll be looking for AMD to actually continue this little droppage that is kind of going through. After that nice big pump, it hit all-time highs and everything. We'll just kind of look out for some more drip if it breaks both of those support areas, which we might see that tomorrow if that selling pressure continues. But I think a scalp tomorrow on AMD might be decent. We'll be watching it though. Let's go over CrowdStrike. CrowdStrike about to break resistance, trying to break above the 520s. You have the smaller resistance around 512.70. So watch this resistance area. Actually bigger resistance. If that starts to break, support is at 490.60. Then we're looking for Crowd to actually go to all-time highs and have like a decent push. So I'll be more focused on calls on CrowdStrike if we start testing that resistance area, which again, we'll do all live on the Discord. Every morning the market is open, we are trading in there. You know what I'm saying? But let's go over TSM. TSM support, we do want to switch now. TSM support is around 291. We are breaking that resistance. We have, I think, a little shorter term resistance right here, right around 304.75. Seems like TSM might want to reach all-time highs tomorrow. Be mindful, they do have earnings on Thursday this week. So we will see how they move on earnings. Their last earnings, they had like a little pop, and then they stalled like 2 months afterwards, and then they had a bigger run. So we'll see if the earnings does good for the TSM front. They are coming up Thursday. We are getting back to earnings seasons. If you can even see over here, their last earnings over here, they really did not move that much either. So we'll kind of see what the earnings do. I have long-term shares, not selling those anytime soon. New support, new resistance, break resistance. Looking for TSM to actually break these all-time highs before earnings comes out on Thursday. I think that would be very beneficial. So kind of focus on calls. Broadcom, has some news today, announcing a partnership with OpenAI to create AI custom accelerators. So they opened up pretty high in pre-market. If you look at this 5-minute chart, nice big push right there, even the gap right here. But normal hours, it really didn't do much. It literally stalled all day, right? Just trading sideways. We were looking for 𝐸𝐵 to kind of break above to all-time highs. Well, this little smaller target we have, because every morning I identify what might be a target for price to aim for, and then we try to aim for those targets, clear entries, clear exits if price is moving good. But it's just price was very nasty today. But yeah, so we're looking out for Broadcom, but we want to put a resistance level on Broadcom right around 362. So we had some decent news come out, but doesn't mean that it's just going to rock it up. We have a little more patience on it. Support 336.60, and yeah, that's pretty much it. Trying to see if we can get Broadcom back to all-time highs above the 375s, but we have to start testing that resistance area around 362. So if we can get that tomorrow, that'd be very beneficial. Let's go over Intel. Intel support 3690. I'm gonna kind of leave that there since we're kind of closing right at that area. We do have a new resistance on Intel right around 3770. So Intel's kind of stalled for the past week and hasn't really been moving out of this range. So we need some more movement to see, maybe we want calls, maybe it actually wants to start dropping, maybe this run right here is about to get over with and start pulling down. So you just want to be careful in this range, because it doesn't mean it's going to go up, even though it is still bullish. Doesn't mean it wants to continue. I would at least need it to break like 3770 to start showing some signs of that strength wanting to come in of the market. So that would be like the most beneficial. Let's go over SMCI. Support 5235, resistance 5780. So nothing's really changed with SMCI. No real big movements today. So everything kind of the same on the SMCI front. Let's go to SoFi. SoFi support 2570, resistance 2825. Nothing real on SoFi, so we can leave SoFi the same. Don't need to spend too much time on it. Palantir pretty stuck as well. Really hasn't moved for the past month, I would say, since about like September 19th. Really haven't moved that much on Palantir. So support's the same, 168.70. Resistance the same, 184.55. And these orange levels are more for the Discord, but otherwise that's kind of it. Nothing really going on with Palantir. I don't want to get bigger calls yet. I am waiting to see if Palantir wants to go back to all-time highs, but we've just been very stalled in here in this consolidation period. There's no need to kind of force it of trying to get swings, and the theta just kind of kicks in because we're not really moving anywhere. I'd rather wait for it to actually move because it makes the play easier. So that's what I'm looking out for on the Palantir. Tesla resistance 433.65. We're going to leave that there. We're literally testing that as I'm making a video right here. It has not broken that, so I'm going to just leave that as a resistance. We'll see if we open above that tomorrow. Support on Tesla about 416.65. So yeah, I wanted some downside on Tesla. That's if we continue the downside. But if you look at Tesla in the morning, we had a nice pop. Didn't do anything. Can we just kind of just slowly drift it up? So we'll see if we get that downside. I would like for Tesla to go down below like 409-ish tomorrow or so. We'll just kind of see how Tesla wants to move. But you have a couple resistance levels on Tesla. If I added them all, you have one around 447.10. You have one right around 438, and then you have one right around 433.65. It's like a lot of resistance areas we need Tesla to break to really start showing strength back to that higher side, which would be very crucial. Let's go over some quantum computing. And that is Qubt. So now let's go over some quantum stocks. Qubt support, I'm gonna leave it around 1860. Resistance, I'm gonna leave it right around 2190. We're still kind of waiting to see how we get out of this range. If we start breaking that resistance area 2190, that might start to show a little bit of strength for it to go up in the 25s and 26s, trying to continue this little strength move that it's been having. So that's pretty much the only analyst on that one. Let's go to RGTI. We'll put some new levels on RGTI, and this would be support 45, 95, 46. It is at all-time highs, so you pretty much need like a slower movement, a little pull down like this, or maybe a pull down some red days like this, and then get back on the strength. So you kind of just need a pull down somewhere in this range to actually get the entry. It's already up, so I wouldn't chase it, in my opinion, in that range. Let's go over SOUN. Some more technology stocks. I would say new support on SOUN around 1815, resistance the same, 1865, starting to show some strength. So it's not like a bad shares area in here, because I would try to just hold shares for it to break above the 20s, 21s. But if it came down and broke the support, I only lose 5%. So I know I can only lose 5%, and I try to hold for it to keep that push. It's not a bad shares entry Might get some shares tomorrow. We'll see. We are getting close to a resistance level around 1865, so you could see some selling pressure in that range that might lead to some more buying. But I would just kind of watch out for that SOUN area. And then let's go over QBTS. QBTS also pushing, also at their highs as well. So what we need to do is let's fix all the level. They got earnings coming up too around November 5th. A couple weeks, but getting closer. Bigger support around 34.40. It's already had a bigger movement up 23%. So I would like some softness. Maybe softness below 38s or 37s might be a decent buy, and then for it to go above back to the 42s or so, around 20% gain off shares. So I would just need some type of pull down. It does have the pull downs here, and it has the pull downs here for re-entries and not chasing price. So I would look out for that. Let's go over to the health sides. HIMS, support, resistance, all the same. Nothing really changed with HIMS. No real big movement in here for any potential buying. Eli Lilly, 2 big red drops. Resistance the same, 853.50. No clear support just yet, so I won't put a support on Eli Lilly just yet. Looking for some option plays on Eli Lilly, but kind of being patient on it. Let's go over UNH. UNH support 345.80, resistance 368. No real movements off of changes from UNH either. Nothing really to do right here. We already have like long-term shares and some swing plays working, so nothing new I would add, at least not for now. We also have CVS shares. Those are booming. I'm not selling those, so I'm letting those kind of rock out. DVA, I am watching it. It is dropping. Once it gets below 120, I think there might be some good buying. They also have earnings around October 29th, so I'm looking for this one for potential buying. Once it gets to that droppage, because if you look at these kind of measured movements on DVA, it drops about 50, 40, 49, 50%. Right here, dropped around 50%. And if you look at the high where we are now, we're only down about 30%. Below 120 is around 33%. It usually drops around 40-ish to below 100. But I want to start buying it in the 110s, 120s, and kind of just start averaging on the way down, right? Having a nice average somewhere in this range. So this is like a long, like a swing position. So we usually scout every morning the market is open, but I also like to do some swings, some long-term plays and everything like that. You can see all that. But I want to average around like the 105s or so and hold that till we get back to all-time highs. That's over 72% gain just off the shares, which I think you can do that within 2 years. So that's about 36% compounded each year. That's how I'm looking to play DVA, right? Just a little extra throw in there. But yeah, that's what I'm looking at for that. I'm also watching Merck. Merck is dropping a little bit. It does have new resistance on MRK. We want to be watching resistance around 87.20. Looking for some bigger plays on Merck to get back up above the 100-ish area, the 110s. I don't think it's ready yet. Had 2 big push here. I didn't chase, didn't wait. I did wait. I didn't get my bigger calls just yet. I didn't want to chase that, meaning leaps like over a year, 2 years outdated. And we've literally been down almost every day except this little green candle right there. But that's the health side. Let's go over to some of the Mag 7s. Hope you guys like how I go over a lot of sectors, a lot of stocks. Smash the like button, subscribe if you're new. Let's get the video 100 likes as fast as possible. Within 5 hours would be amazing. And then new support, Apple, actually same support, 238.95. Resistance, we're going to leave it at 256.40. Yeah, nothing really much to do right here on the Apple front. Maybe some shorter term calls I'll be looking out for tomorrow if we kind of find some strength at the bottom. Meta support 702.20, resistance 725.95, right around 726. Meta, no real big movements. I kind of want Meta put swings. I'm just kind of waiting for it to break that support. Unless we come and break this resistance, I'm kind of more focused on some put swings of Meta because Meta is very heavy. So it's kind of in that slowdown phase. It could also have a reversal and then come back down. Kind of like it dropped here, slowdown phase, had a reversal, and then it came back down. So I am kind of waiting for Meta to drop. And of course, all these have my long-term shares, not selling long-term shares at all. I usually make profit off these by playing the options and scalping, and the shares you just hold forever and let them compound. And then like Amazon, got long-term shares, never selling those. But how we make profit off Amazon is the options. So 214.80 new support on the Amazon front. I love Amazon long-term. And also resistance level is 226.40. Amazon really has not moved that much over the coming years because say you bought around these highs of like October in 2020, it's only up about 38%, while other stocks are up way more. So Amazon's a little laggy. I think it might have some bigger bursts in the next coming years. We'll kind of see, but those are kind of the areas I'm watching out for. No real big plays that I would do on here on Amazon. And then if we look at the Google McDougal's, Google McDougal has a new support on Google, like around 239, resistance level around 247.65. So nothing new unless we start breaking this resistance level on Google. That might show signs that Google wants to go to all-time highs, but for now, you got to have some patience in where we are kind of right now in price, because it is very crucial. Netflix, bigger support, same. Bigger resistance, same. Nothing really on Netflix. Netflix kind of been stalled for a while. Be careful. Very zigzaggy. It's not part of the Max 7s, but just kind of added it in there. What's this one? We did Apple, Meta, Amazon. Oh, Microsoft. Microsoft. Can't forget about the Microsoft. Microsoft support 507.55. Resistance level 523.90. Yeah, same things for Microsoft. I think there's going to be some good scalps tomorrow, so y'all want to make sure y'all pay attention to that. I think it'll be some good scalps tomorrow. So that's some of the Max 7s. Let me go over gold. Gold is booming, man. Take resistance off. It broke that. We did sell some golds today. As you can see, we sold the rest of our golds, 115% gain. We bought those, I think, like Tuesday last week or Wednesday last week, something like that. No. Yeah, we see all the golds 115%. That's why I say make sure you guys join the team. Prices go up again tonight. So you want to take full advantage of that, where you can see me trade live every morning to really build yourself up. New gold support is going to be around 369.50. We bought the golds on this day. So it was last week on Thursday. So just 2 days, 2 trading days, it went up 115%. We've been swinging gold. All these months we've been swinging gold. We got golds here, took profit. We got golds in here, took profit. We got golds in here, took profit. Golds in here, took profit. We got more golds here, took profit. So we did about 5 swings of gold within the past month or so. All did over 100%. Okay, so you get all that live support. And then we're looking for gold to push up 380. So no new play I see on gold right now. I'm kind of waiting for the secondary play to kind of form. Silver is about to get to its all-time highs. That's about 48.35. We do have silver calls already. I'm looking to buy some more silver if we get a pull down before we start breaking up into the all-time high that silver has been, right? So support on silver is around 45.55. If we get a pull down on silver, I think that's going to be like a low at the bow time. So just kind of pay attention to that. I think that'll be a bigger play on the silver front. Bond market hasn't really moved since the movement on Friday, so nothing really big. Resistance 90, 85 on TLT. I do have TLT. I have TMF as well. Looking for bigger call option plays on these, but I don't think they're just ready just yet. The airlines, UAL, American, Delta, they really don't have much on them. Even Boeing, nothing really much. Boeing bounced off the support around 211.75, so nothing really crazy with the airlines. Let's go to the banks. So JPM has a resistance around 309.25. Watch if we start to break that. That might show strength in the banks. You also have a support, because y'all know JPM is like the biggest one. So this is the one I usually kind of watch out for. Support is around 303.35, but also be mindful, JPM has earnings tomorrow. So I want to see how their earnings is going to kind of do. So that'll be crucial. Bank of America is going to have earnings this week as well. It broke its support, actually. So new support on Bank of America is around 48.25. Resistance level the same. Watch the Bank of America's. Goldman Sachs has earnings tomorrow. Also, I would say your support on Goldman Sachs is about 774.50. And then resistance area is about 796. And then, of course, you have Morgan Stanley. Man, their support is kind of far. Morgan Stanley support around 149.70. They have earnings on Wednesday as well, so be mindful of that. Let's go over Lyft and Uber. Lyft has a new support now, a little big push, 19.45, resistance level the same. No real buying that I see just yet. Kind of waiting for Uber to get a little more movement out of it. Earnings not till November, so we got some time, but might be a reversal play to the higher side. Uber has some droppage, resistance level the same, support the same. Nothing new that I see on the Uber front, at least not right now. Open did break support, so what we can do is clear all the levels off of Open, and we'll put our resistance level. If we don't break this resistance level, I'm just assuming, and that's around 880, I'm gonna just assume that Lyft wants to pull down more to its next area of support, which is right around $6.15. So I would just kind of watch out for that if you are kind of watching it. CRWV, same levels, no real big movement, same support, same resistance level. Might be some buying shares in here for it to go around 155. We'll kind of see if it's ready to start pushing up or not. And then, of course, some long-term stocks that I'm watching, I just don't talk about that much, is like Disney, watching it, even like PayPal, watching it. Bigger plays though, and even like Nike, I'm watching it. If you look at some of the retails, Home Depots are having big pull downs. Lowe's is having big pull downs. Start watching these stocks because money might start rotating out of these and going into other places, which is going to lead to longer term buying opportunities for these than other places. So just kind of watch out for those. Also, like Domino's has earnings. They had some decent pull downs. All-time high was around 568 or so. If they get down to the low threes, that might be something. Even pizza had a decent push today. Looking for a big reversal on pizza as well. Papa John's, I think they'll recover back to the 80s, 90s, maybe even past the hundreds, over 100% gain just off shares. Looking about those pretty soon. McDonald's, pretty stalled. Nothing really big on McDonald's. Starbucks as well. Watching Starbucks for potential droppage. Watching Walmart's kind of stalled for now. Watching Targets for bigger reversals. Also Costco's. Watching those as well. Then we are also watching Lulu. We did a couple swings on Lulu to get our profit because we were down on shares, but we made all our profit back on the options. So I'm looking for the next bigger play on Lulu. We just don't have that yet, but we have been playing Lulu as well. Like I said, the videos are only like 10% of what we really do in the market. I don't trade a lot. I'm not live. So usually the morning lives are like an hour, sometimes an hour and a half. If I push it, sometimes 2 hours, sometimes 40 minutes. It all depends on how the market is that day. If we get our profit, I'm literally done for the day. I trade for freedom. I trade, I get off. I don't look at the market all day. So it actually benefits you because you can see the live quick and then you have the whole day to go do something else, right? Also watching Trade Desk. Traders almost broke resistance for a big reversal, but it didn't and it fell back down. Watch that. They have a support around 49.40. So if they break that support, we might see some more downside. Watching ARM. ARM broke resistance. Well, not broke it, but it's testing it. Looking for ARM to go to that all-time high around the 190s. I might get swing calls. I might get shares. I'm going to do something with ARM tomorrow. They have support around 162.85. So watch out for that. Nice big push on ARM right now. Even like Cloudflare, still kind of stalled. But once we break that resistance, 226.60, I think it might show strength for Cloudflare to break above and hit those all-time highs. See how it tested it here on that last week on Friday, tested it, had that drop. Still kind of stalled, so we want some bigger strength push. But other than that, thank you guys for watching the video. Smash the like button, subscribe if you are new. Oh my God, I almost forgot. Let me go over to Bitcoin. Bitcoin support resistance the same, little push up. Hood did break support, so your new Hood support is right around 140. I will watch out for that. Also, your new resistance that if Hood breaks this, I'm looking for some nice bigger call options. We're at 150, 150. Very specific options if we break that with strength. It can't just test it. It has to break with strength. I think we should watch out for that. Coinbase has some bigger droppage. This might lead to some type of potential buying on Coinbase. We'll see. New resistance level on Coinbase around 385.60. No new support just yet. MSTR has a bigger pull down. Support the same. Resistance level the same. Nothing crazy going with that. But yeah. Thank you guys for watching. Always remember no trade, buy or sell anything, just for educational purposes only. So do not trade anything you see or hear in the video. I will catch you guys on the next one.